I failed exams again in the primary school, middle school, and everybody felt, you are hopeless for. And then when I graduated from high school, I tried to join, to study in the university. First year I failed, second year I failed, and then I started looking for jobs. I applied a lot of jobs, did not work out.
Jack Ma's story is proof that success comes to those who never give up. He faced rejection many times, even from simple jobs like KFC, but he kept believing in himself. With determination and a big vision, he built Alibaba, one of the biggest online businesses in the world. His journey teaches us that failure is not the end, it's just a step toward success. So, keep pushing forward, chase your dreams, and never lose hope. If you found this inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing success stories. Ma was born in Hangzhou, Zhejiang, on the 10th of September 1964. As Ma Yun, he became interested in learning the English language as a young boy and began practicing it with English-speaking visitors who frequented the Hangzhou International Hotel. At the age of 12, Ma bought a pocket radio and began listening to English radio stations frequently. For 9 years, Ma rode 27 kilometers on his bicycle every day to work as a tour guide of Hangzhou for foreigners in order to practice his English. He became pen pals with one of those foreigners, who nicknamed him Jack because he found it hard to pronounce his Chinese name. When Ma was 13 years old, he was forced to transfer to Hangzhou No. 8 middle school as he kept getting in fights. In his primary school days, Ma struggled academically, and it took 2 years for him to gain acceptance at an ordinary Chinese high school, as he only got 31 points in mathematics on the Chinese high school entrance exam. In 1980, while he was riding his bike to practice English with tourists, he met Ken Morley, who was traveling with his family with the Australia-China Friendship Society. Ken's son, David, became pen pals with Ma and kept in touch after the family left China. Years later, the Morleys hosted Ma in Australia, changing the course of his life completely. In 1982, at the age of 18, Ma failed the Chinese college entrance exam on his initial attempt, obtaining only 1 point in mathematics. Afterwards, he and his cousin applied to be waiters at a nearby hotel. His cousin was hired, but Ma was rejected on the grounds that he was too skinny, too short, and in general, protruded a bad physical appearance that may have potentially ended up hurting the restaurant's image and possibly tarnishing its reputation. In 1983, Ma failed his college entrance exam for the second time. However, his math score improved, increasing from his previous attempt to 19 points. The following year, Ma remained relentlessly determined to pursue higher education despite strong opposition from his family, who wanted him to choose a different career path as an alternative option. Undeterred, he decided to take the entrance exam a third time in 1984. On his third attempt, Ma scored 89 points on the math section, marking a significant improvement from his previous 2 attempts. Nonetheless, the minimum benchmark entrance requirement would have rendered Ma ineligible to be accepted into university, since his score was 5 points below the standardized minimum threshold for him to qualify. However, Ma's academic fortunes would change since the enrollment target for prospective majors in Hangzhou Normal University's Department of English was not met, as some prospective students had the opportunity to be accepted and promoted into it, with Ma himself having ended up being promoted to the department's foreign language major. Having realized his aspirations to pursue higher education after enrolling at Hangzhou Normal University, Ma's academic performance began to improve substantially. He steadily achieved scholarly excellence over the course of his undergraduate studies. In recognition of his merits as evinced by his burgeoning academic achievements, Ma distinguished himself scholastically by consistently being ranked as among the top 5 students in Hangzhou Normal University's Foreign Language Department due to the extensive English language skills that he honed. He was also elected as the chairman of the Student Union, and later became the chairman of the Hangzhou Federation of Students, with Ma having served in that capacity for 2 terms. In 1988, Ma earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from Hangzhou Normal University. After graduation, he became a lecturer in English and International Trade at Hangzhou Dianzi University. Ma also claims to have applied to Harvard Business School 10 times consecutively, only to have ended up being rejected every time, in spite of his persistent efforts. Early career. According to Ma's autobiographical speech, after graduating from Hangzhou Normal University in 1988, Ma applied for 31 different odd entry-level jobs and was rejected for every single one. "I went for a job with the KFC, they said. You're no good," Ma told interviewer Charlie Rose. "I even went to KFC when it came to my city. 24 people went for the job. 23 were accepted. I was the only guy rejected." During this period, China was nearing the end of its first decade following Deng Xiaoping's economic reforms. In 1994, Ma heard about the internet and also started his first company, Hangzhou Haibo Translation Agency, an online Chinese translation agency. In early 1995, he traveled abroad to the United States on behalf of the Hangzhou municipal government with colleagues who had helped introduce him to the internet. Although he found information related to beer from many countries, he was surprised to find none from China. He also tried to search for general information about China, and again was surprised to find none. So he and his friend created an ugly website pertaining to information regarding Chinese beer. He launched the website at 9:40 a.m., and by 12:30 p.m., he had received emails from prospective Chinese investors wishing to know more about him and his website. This was when Ma realized that the internet had something great to offer. In April 1995, Ma and his business partner He Yibing, a computer instructor, opened the first office for China Pages, and Ma started their second company. On the 10th of May 1995, the pair registered the domain chinapages.com in the United States. Within a span of 3 years, China Pages cleared approximately 5 million RMB in profit, which at the time was equivalent to $642,998 United States dollars, approximately $1.18 million today. Ma began building websites for Chinese companies with the help of friends in the United States. He said that the day we got connected to the web, I invited friends and TV people over to my house, and on a very slow dial-up connection. We waited 3.5 hours and got half a page, he recalled. We drank, watched TV and played cards, waiting. But I was so proud, I proved the internet existed. From 1998 to 1999, Ma headed an information technology company established by the China International Electronic Commerce Center, a department of the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Economic Cooperation. In 1999, he quit and returned to Hangzhou with his team to establish Alibaba, a Hangzhou-based business-to-business marketplace site, in his apartment with a group of 18 friends. He started a new round of venture development with 500,000 yuan. In October 1999 and January 2000, Alibaba won a total of $25 million for venture seed capital from the American investment bank, Goldman Sachs, and the Japanese investment management conglomerate SoftBank. The program was expected to improve the domestic Chinese e-commerce market and perfect an e-commerce platform for online Chinese enterprises to establish a presence for themselves to compete, especially fostering the growth of Chinese small and medium-sized enterprises (SMS), as well as addressing challenges surrounding China's entrance into the World Trade Organization in 2001. Eventually, Alibaba began to show signs of profitability 3 years later, as Ma wanted to improve the global e-commerce system. Since 2003, Ma established Taobao Marketplace, Alipay, Alimama, and Links after the rapid rise of Taobao. American e-commerce giant eBay offered to purchase the company. However, Ma rejected their offer, instead garnering support from Yahoo co-founder Jerry Yang, who offered a $1 billion investment in upfront capital for the potential purpose of expanding Alibaba's corporate operations. Chairman of Alibaba Group. Since 1999, Jack Ma served as the executive chairman of Alibaba Group, one of China's leading high-tech holding companies. Over 2 decades, Alibaba expanded into a vast ecosystem, overseeing 9 major subsidiaries, including Alibaba.com, Taobao Marketplace, Tmall, Eatao, Alibaba Cloud Computing, Juwajuan, 1688.com, AliExpress.com, and Alipay. In May 2010, During Alibaba.com's annual shareholder meeting, Ma announced the company's commitment to allocating 0.3% of its annual revenue toward environmental initiatives, focusing on improving air and water quality. Speaking about Alibaba's mission, he once said, "Our challenge is to help more people make healthy, sustainable money that benefits both individuals and society." That's the transformation we aim to achieve. Despite Alibaba's success in the tech industry, Ma himself was not a technology expert. Lacking a background in computer science or technical management, he stood apart from other Chinese tech moguls, many of whom had engineering or scientific training. Instead, Ma leveraged his expertise in communication, leadership, and business strategy. He positioned himself as a visionary leader, skilled in managing teams and bringing together specialists from various technical fields. At a 2010 press conference, Ma admitted he had never written a line of code or made a direct sales transaction and only acquired his first personal computer at the age of 33. In 2011, one of Ma's companies took control of Alipay, previously a subsidiary of Alibaba, to comply with Chinese regulations on payment services. Some analysts claim that Ma transferred Alipay to himself at below market value without notifying Alibaba's board, which included major investors like Yahoo and SoftBank. However, Ma maintained that the board was informed of the decision, and the ownership dispute was ultimately resolved in July 2011. By November 2012, Alibaba's online transaction volume had surpassed 1 trillion yuan. On May 10, 2013, Ma stepped down as Alibaba's CEO, but continued as its executive chairman. In September 2014, Alibaba raised over $25 billion through its initial public offering, IPO on the New York Stock Exchange, marking one of the largest IPOs in history. As of 2016, Ma had also expanded his investments into the wine industry, owning several chateaux in Bordeaux, France, including Chateau de Sours, Chateau Garry, and Chateau Perrin. On January 9, 2017, Ma met with then U.S. President-elect Donald Trump at Trump Tower to discuss Alibaba's expansion in the U.S. and the potential creation of 1 million jobs over 5 years. Later that year, on September 8th, Ma celebrated Alibaba's 18th anniversary by performing a Michael Jackson-inspired dance routine on stage. He had previously showcased his theatrical side in 2009, dressing as a heavy metal singer and singing part of Elton John's "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" at Alibaba's birthday event. In the same month, he collaborated with Hong Kong business tycoon Sir Li Ka-shing to launch a digital wallet service in Hong Kong. On September 10, 2018, Ma announced his plan to step down as Alibaba's executive chairman the following year, denying rumors that he was pressured to do so by the Chinese government. Instead, he expressed his desire to focus on philanthropy through his foundation. Daniel Zhang was named as his successor, officially taking over as Alibaba's chairman. Ma later resigned from Alibaba's board on October 1, 2020, marking the end of his leadership at the company. That brings us to the end of Jack Ma's incredible journey from an English teacher to a tech mogul and philanthropist. His story is proof that perseverance, vision, and innovation can create lasting change. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. See you in the next one.